Okay, and with that, I am just about ready to rock and also roll. There we go. What up, buddy? I know Supreme's probably lurking around here somewhere. I saw him. My microphone decided that it did not want to stay on. It turned off on its own. That is dumb. Anywhoosie. I did a world tour kind of thing. Not really a world tour, but I did the recap, and I described the different thrusts that are happening. So Phase 5 plan has 3 thrusts. Thrust 1, aluminum. Thrust 2, oil. Thrust 3, train. Logistics. Thrust 4, intermediates. And thrust 5, space. Space elevator. So, what the heck does all that mean? Well, thrust 1 we did last time with the aluminum ingot recipe. This one. From the aluminum scrap recipe, this one, because that's the most optimal way to get the most aluminum per bauxite and coal, but it costs sulfur, so that kind of sucks sometimes, but that's okay. Thrust 2 is oil, in which we are making 640 rubber per minute using the recycled rubber recipe, and 480 plastic using the recycled plastic recipe. And then also this one, oil-based diamonds, which we then use to get time crystals. These guys. Woo. So today is all about thrust 2. I guess I can put like a little check mark on aluminum. I always forget that that doesn't actually save it. Check mark on aluminum. I think Benji indeed today. Indeed. So, in order to get 480 rubber or plastic. We already did all the rubber. I added a floor, by the way. I think this is pretty. In order to get 480 plastic, we need half that much in rubber. So, these guys are rubber. 480 divided by 2 divided by 20 is 12. So we need 12 of these guys. So that's 2, 4... Whee! 6, 8, 10... 12... And then as input here, we need our oil. And 12 times 30 is 360. This is a 480 pipe. So we have 120 left over in this pipe, which will go this way. Like that, somehow. Give or take. And I'll put a valve there. Limit this to 120. Shall devote to explaining the thing I've been working on the most this month. End day areas and refining them. Let's go. I was wondering if the end days project had continued working in my absence. I figured that it probably had. But I was curious. How is everybody doing on this fine Monday? Beyonce and I grabbed some stuff from my apartment and hung some things in the house. Like a sign of my family's last name. It's pretty cool. A trumpet poster, which is also pretty cool. Most of my kitchen stuff is here now, which I think is awesome. You know you're a real adult when you're excited about kitchen supplies. Technically, Mark V is way overkill for this, because the rubber recipe, we're only making 240 per minute, but like, you know. Even though it's technically overkill. Not to mention as well, the pipe can stay Mark 1, which is actually super nice. Because it's only 12 machines, 12 times 20 is 240. Boom. That's less than 300. And now we have plenty of room out the back here for 6 blenders, which is also lovely. And then what? I have it matched at the end here, so let's go on this guy. Make sure that we're overlapping the downstairs. No, it's one tile off. Oh, that's terrible. Is this one tile off? No, that one's right. However, that is a heck of a way to do it. Like, let's just build a giant loop of these guys. just to make sure that we're on the right page. Perfect. Big part of making the distinct city sectors. Mostly because before it was just kind of indistinct Apocalypse City. Yeah, I mean a little bit. It's very visually interesting. That is fair. Cycled plastic is what we need. And we need 8 of these. So that's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now this one technically Mark V is overkill, but I don't really care. Because Mark IV would barely be able to keep up. And we want a little bit of a buffer. And these only need half the input, so the fuel can be on a Mark I pipe. And of course the rubber is going to be hyper overkill on a Mark V belt. Actually, I might change that, if I'm being honest. Make it a Mark IV belt instead. Just to visually distinguish it from the floor below. Like Supreme's talking about visual diversity. I think that is quite nice here as well. Example, I mean, basically, bad streamer can't talk. Yeah, it'll work. So this can go into there, and then we'll go into a Mark III. That. And then do a Mark III like that. And then, yeah, just another Mark III, Mark III. Mark III, Mark III. Cool, now it's blender time. Simple example of what I mean, I will briefly explain 3 sectors. Also, fun fact, the sun coming through the window at sunset hits straight on the chat monitor. So, I'm gonna blame that on... I'm gonna blame me not being able to read chat on the sun. Because fuck the sun, I got sunburned yesterday. It's my own damn fault, but, you know. It's the sun's fault, really. Dead Man's Land, location of the fallen... Big survivor outpost that exploded first few years. Got it. First few years of Apocalypse. Okay, so Blender. Let's see how I want to make this happen. Because if I start by placing them all like centered here, like if this one is centered, actually that'll work fine. That one's centered there, that one's centered there. This is great. Center there. Center there. And that's 4, 5, and 6. Perfect, and that leaves this entire row still. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Let's go. Cool. Diluted fuel at 80%. Copy that. Paste, 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 paste. And then on the output side here, we will make sure that we have this at the proper height level, which is 2 of these guys. So 2 pipeline supports there. Come the whole way to the end. Pipeline supports there. Grab a Mark I pipe. And grab this guy. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Pipe build mode straight is a lifesaver. Pipe build mode curve would be great. Okay, pipe build mode noodle then. Then we put on our little end cap. Ever so slightly in the wrong position, in fact. Perfect. Color scheme wise, colors are bleached, giving it the dead vibe. Yeah. Once feeling alive, each sector has a unique color palette, despite not making logical sense. Shut up. I mean, it doesn't have to make logical sense. I mean, color theory is a thing. But at the same time, is color theory real? Okay, alright, fiance is yelling at me. So apparently color theory does matter. I'll take her word for it. I'm being threatened. Fiance is an avid and talented artist, though she won't admit the latter part. Yes, color theory does matter. Sometimes. Don't tell her I said that. Oh, I forgot she has music teacher ears. Send help. Okay, now the question is, how do I get the fuel down here? Do I want to do... Oh, it's right on this thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I could do a floor hole. Hi, she scared the shit out of me. Love you. No. Where would I want to do the floor? Flexes that away from the side. Ooh, that makes sense. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, actually, that might just fantastically. It does! Oh my gosh! It's a right angle! Oh, no, not quite. Not quite a right angle. What if I do straight build mode? Yes, of course. What? How is that an invalid pipe shape? That doesn't even make sense to me. Why? Why won't you just do what I want you to? Alright, so fine, it wants me to move it like one more tile over. How about I do it one more tile over? There. Now it did what I wanted it to. Was that so hard? Was that so difficult? Nay, methinks. Nay. And then, of course, we're doing old reliable here. One pipe on the bottom. Oh, that's too far. Maybe I should have checked that first. That's okay. Because I can just do this. And then I can do this. This. And that. Okay, so this top pipe here is going to be for the heavy oil residue. Bottom pipe is going to be fuel. Or no, for water. Which, I mean, basically, diluted fuel is just water. So, yeah. Defined by the presence of infected mushroom species, they infest dead bodies. Cool. Use them as a vessel for form, reanimating the dead by puppeting corpses. Ah, cordyceps type shit. I gotcha. No, I don't want another big loop. We already have one big loop. I don't need another one. Cool as that would be, I don't want it. Okay. Yeah, lots of death, therefore lots of food source and puppet materials for our dearest of friends, the mushroom folk. Makes sense. The fungus presence is why the name, because nobody would want to live here. The soil for the agriculture is unusable, the infected are plentiful, and there's constant spore hazards. Yeah, so nobody wants to go there. Literally California. Nobody likes California. That's not even a political dig, I just genuinely think that's people's opinions. Straight pipe build mode is a godsend. Loving it. Okay, the one thing that I do want is a heavy oil residue buffer tank. And I could put that here. In fact, for just pure silliness purposes, I will put it here. Yeah. Purely for silliness purposes, I will put it right there. Societally, this is where nobody lives. Yeah, people come to do very, very shady shit, like disposing of bodies, and very important drug deals. Yeah, the normal degenerate things. The things that you would expect degenerates to do. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Not yet, anyway. Eat. Boom. Honestly, I'm just gonna grab this and yeet it the whole way over here. Because that'll be easier than trying to figure out the spacing second time. Now then, in order to make 480, we need 4 water extractors. So, water extractor 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think I just... Did I place a junction on each? Or did I actually... Ah, I used the street pipe build mode on the last one. Smart, smart. Okay, so there's... Two. Pipeline 1. Mark 1, and mark 1 on straight build mode. Then pipeline mark 2, 2, and mark 2 on horizontal to vertical build mode. Then we grab ourselves a double wall outlet mark 3. Bonky right there. Grab it. Pull it the whole way down. Right there. And then, of course, we also need a pipeline pump to make sure that the fluids will go almost the whole way up. Okay, so we're gonna... And another one just for safe measure. Did I put a water tank downstairs? I think I did. I think I just did. Did just do a heavy oil. Okay, that's it. Yeah, no, that's just that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna stagger these systems here. So let's go on ahead and get our power routing taken care of. And then we will stagger the system shut on sequence. And we will, in the process, also go downstairs and add a valve for the generators and make sure that the generators are all properly open. So we need our power nubbin next to the elevator. And we will extend that all the way over to here. And turn on the rubber machines. Elevator time! Fungus species here is unique because unlike most infected, it prefers its prey already dead. Oh. So not The Last of Us, but similar. Gotcha. Because the hosts are dead, it makes them very unique. They aren't alive, so they make no real sound, and they can't see. So their only source of anything is smell. That's kind of neat. Alright. Actually, I don't want the valve there because that's weak. I think having the valve here, because I can't have it on that little junction, it's too small. Now, sure that these guys are all 200% overclocked, because technically I need 12 fuel generators. Nice. Oh my gosh, you can actually copy and paste settings to generators now. Where was that when I was building Red Heaven, huh, Coffee Stain? Okay. And then obviously I currently have no fluid, so... While we're staggering the turning on sequence for everything, we can route the plastic into an awesome sink overflow and also into the trains. I think that's a good idea. While we wait for a little bit of a buffer to... so special. Awesome sink. Boom. Actually, why did I face it that way? It's a weird way to face it. When instead... Is it like this? Then I can grab our merger, switch to a smart splitter, make sure fine. Center output any, left output overflow, Mark 5, excuse me. And I'll plug you into that system. How's the buffer? Buffer is doing okay. Rubber is building up in the machines, but not all that much. They're impossible to hide from and damn near silent. Exploring a building, everything's fine, and then you just hear the little pitter-patter, their little feetsies, like a little child running down the hallway at you. Just pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. And then all of a sudden, your face is getting bit off because you weren't aware of your surroundings. You dumb bitch, this is the apocalypse. Grow up. Seems like an unfortunate way to go, but, I mean, what are you gonna do? Not pay attention to your surroundings? I mean, come on. Go on ahead and turn on the water extractors downstairs here. Yeah, look at those bad boys go. Ooh. Yeah, there's the water in the pipe. How about you, friend? They're also durable as fuck. The limbs... limbs start acting independently. I mean, if the fungus is everywhere, then yeah, individual stuff is fine. Like, the individual limbs would be fine. Alright, heavy oil residue is starting to make its way into the machines, as is our water. Honestly, I might power these down for a minute just to kind of let the water catch up. I love this soundtrack song, by the way. This is easily my favorite soundtrack song. What up, Bruins? We're turning oil into more, like, literally twice as much fuel by adding water. We're pulling the biggest heist of all time. Because why wouldn't you want to just put water in your car's gas? I mean, I love putting water in my gas tank. It's a lot cheaper. The BP experience, let's go! Ruins gets it. You know, I am way too impatient. I did not let that nearly get close enough. Alright, let's route this over to the trains. And I think it may be cool to put it in the floor and then run it along the ceiling. Elevator! He's a knower. I love our calm little elevator moments. Alright, let's do it. All the way across. Big thunker. Okay. I think it is this one and these two. I'll double check because this one is for time crystals. Yeah, the fourth car is for time crystals. So we need that to be coming down into this guy. Obviously, we don't have any yet, but good. Then we have 480, 480, and 120 left, and we need 1,000. So that is easily enough to satisfy those options. Easily enough. Most of them are dormant, tucked into various nooks and crannies, waiting until they smell something. You explore, no problems, and then no warning, they're just there. You gotta stay on your toes. Okay, that buffer is full. Loving it. How are you? You're basically good. So we can turn these bad boys on. And the fuel can happen. Got a buffer, so we're good there. Buffer on water. Fluids like buffers. That is something that I have learned over my almost 1,000 hours in this game. It's fluids like buffers. I like them a lot. And there goes our 480 plastic per minute. Alright, perfect. Grand. So that is our plastic. I can check off the list. Now it is time for time crystals. Yes, that alliteration was purposeful. Okay, so they're slow. It's made up for because of the stealth, the difficulty to dispose of, and the persistence, as well as the numbers. So they're slow, but they're tanky. So that's a little yucky. Okay, so let's do some converter magic. Because they're exactly 2x2 foundations. I'm wondering how many I can fit here. 1, 2, 5. Oh, missing materials. Well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Okay, so I can fit 5. And what, 6? Probably 7, 8, 9, 10? Honestly, I think that's okay. Because I need 20 at 83.3% clock speed. Let's do some math. Time crystals are made at 6 per minute. We need 100 of them. So we need 16.6 repeating machines. 1.6 clock speed. Which, yeah, okay. Yeah, there it is, 10 per minute. Honestly, I'm stupid. We need 100 time crystals. We have 10 machines. How many, what's the clock speed? How many do we need to produce per machine? 10. There's 10 machines. I sure did, Ruins. I sure did, in fact, do the dumbest thing ever. Oh my gosh. This is why we can't have nice things. Benji can't math on the fly. Okay, well, alright, so we know what we're doing with all of those guys. Great, loving it. Now, time for the particle accelerators. Which we need... what am I at? Diamonds. Apparently I hit my caps lock. Yeah, this one. 40 per minute, and we need 200, so that's 5. 5 particle accelerators. How do we want to distribute those? Honestly, I'm a big fan of having the bounding boxes at a point there. And where does that extend? I could do it like that, and then I could get 4. I could fit 4 in here. Is that what I ended up doing? 1 click off of the side? Yeah. And where did I have the bounding box in the front? I had it up against the line. Perfect. So now that is 4. And we need this one. And we need it to be taking 250 as input. So 125%. Yeah, there it is. Now I can do the math. Oh gosh. What is wrong with me? Okay, so that means both of you need to come up like this. And that. Then I gotta grab one of you for both sides. And also grab you. Whee, the curve mode. Alright, what if I put a stack one there? So now that 120 will split and go into both of these guys. And then you come around to the outside here. Go. Like that. Not worth the time to kill it. Better yet, here's an idea. Maybe don't come here at all. Maybe, yeah, maybe just stay the fuck away. Maybe just stay the fuck home. That would be my, decision. Alright. That needs to be a little bit closer. Alright. So there's the diamonds. The only way to save Doctor Who is by implementing the floating orb as a mainstay to the cast. Who is the floating... Oh, cool, it kept my settings. That's nice of it. Add floating hashtag add floating orb to the unit cast. Sure. Unit still exists in the revival. You know, I am kind of glad to see that Unit is still committing war crimes. Like, you know, that's just we love Unit. Geneva Convention? You mean the Geneva checklist? Note, I am not actually condoning you commit war crimes. Please, please, please do not. Look at that curve. Look at that. That's a great curve. Best curve. Oh, just barely not long enough. There we go. Much better. Much better. Downtown societally could not be further. Low infected activity, very high societal activity. So they're living large. They are enjoying life. Suckers. How about you try hating life like the rest of us? Huh? Honestly, I probably could have finished this last stream. I didn't think that this was gonna take such a short amount of time. I mean, I say that, but we've been live for 47 minutes, and I'm still not done yet. So, keep that in. Okay, so I could totally put a conveyor hole here. Oh, it's not quite in the right spot. There we go. I can't wait to see what the power draw is on these things. It's probably gonna be massive. Come on. No. Belt work is my favorite type of work. Okay, time for power routing. Like I said, I cannot wait to see what the heck the power draw is for all of these. It is not gonna be good. It is not gonna be good. Ooh, 7,000! Oh my gosh! That is twice the power draw of my starter power plant made. Oh, wow. That is wild. All right, well, let us turn it on and watch that power spike. And also listen to that beautiful noise. Love it. And our first diamonds are making it over. That's obviously 200 per minute. Look at that. Glorious. Oh, and some of these guys are working. Some of the converters are working. Means we do, in fact, have our time crystals. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, I have to remember to turn on the power generators. We gotta them all turn off at once. Oh. Sublime. And you can see them from underneath the trains, too. Loving it. You can hear it from down too, which honestly I think I like even better. Yeah, because the plastic will build up. Oh. That's probably more of a buffer than was needed. Oops. That's okay, maybe these guys will help us. Yeah, 500 times 6, what's that, 3,000? Yeah, 3,000. That is less than half of the power draw of upstairs. Oh man, I mean it's probably not that bad, but like, ooh. Yikes. Yikes. You can also see the converters from down here too, which I really like. I'm glad that I designed it this way. Honestly, I'm really proud of this factory. And once I finish the decoratives, I think I'll be even more proud of it, to be honest with you. This is exciting. This is definitely exciting. It isn't officially a town, but you can't go more than 3 buildings without finding either somebody's home or a business. Visually very active, unlike most areas. Generally low buildings mean high visibility. Lots of colors from signs, yeah, graffiti, painted buildings, that kind of stuff. It's revealed Unit chipped all their employees because Unit, for some reason, took a question. They just moved past it. The average modern Unit employee is under the age of 18. They're just hiring children off the street. Well, I mean, nobody will miss the street rats. Ah, yeah, see, this is backing up because of the fuel. Yeah, the heavy oil residue is backing up because of this fuel. I mean, it looks fine. What about you guys? Are you alright? You seem to be okay. And you're fine. It's just the guys at the end. Hopefully that helps. It looks like the rubber is good. Yeah, rubber is flowing. Yeah, just kind of alleviate some pressure in the pipes here, even though that doesn't really exist. This is the area where a lot of NPCs are, where a lot of the plot, so due to the narrative ability to write without having to consider how these people aren't mutated and dead in streaks. Fair enough. Kind of gives you a reason for this massive amount of people to be present. Alright, that'll definitely help with the issue here. Yeah, now we're empty on these, which means we are go. Alright. Thrust 2 is complete. Which means we can move on to thrust 3. The train logistics. Which will be a good time. Can't say they're non-essential workers because Rose, not that one, are just blasting in the Empire of Death. Okay, I am appreciative of the Rose, not that one, because I was like, they brought back Rose Tyler? How? Why? What? De facto default, the high-rise. Basically what the city looked like before I added the sectors. Okay, gotcha. Kind of a hodgepodge. A bit. No, now we get a little bit of a train tour. Yeah, Nick? Uh-oh. Don't fuck with me, man. You can't do this to me, no. No, they didn't. They didn't. This game has trains. Yes, yes, Dio, it does. I heard from Roxy that you have joined the factory game. The factory is growing. Yes, Dio? Yes? Yes, the factory is growing. Yes. The trains honk too. Ah! You know what? I messed something up in this intersection because that's not supposed to happen. What did I mess up here? You're what I messed up. Alright, let's just redo all of the turns. How about that? Right? Or I can just redo the whole thing. That works too. Alright, I guess that includes signals. High floors, low visibility, mild infection activities. Plot needs, yeah, a place for apocalyptic city place, so boom, there it is. You got high rise. Okay, so, no, bad. Path signal in, path signal in, path signal in, block signal out, block signal out, block signal out, block signal out. Then we go through our right turns. And then we go through left. I think I was either very tired or under some sort of emotional duress when I did this part of the train network. So that explains that. Just these two sectors have a very distinct feel that sets them apart from one. Neat. Yeah, it's becoming a problem. It's growing a lot. Yeah, I don't really want to know how many hours I spent in this game or Factorio on like my first day of playing. But I know that I have spent entire days playing these games. Like, I very distinctly remember a day that I played... There was a stream day that I streamed Satisfactory for like 8 hours one time. That was wild. Ironically enough, it's because I was doing aluminum. Because aluminum sucks, pretty much. That's the basic gist of it. And then, oh, no, who's come through here and messed up my signals? Somebody came down these rails and messed up my signaling. I mean, this is a mess of an intersection, but meh. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'm very scared that I've been playing for what feels like a lot of time and I don't recognize so much of what's happening on screen. Yeah, that does happen. I mean, that is something that will, in fact, occur. When you play factory games. At the very least, it's what occurs when I play factory games. There will be a lot of times, like when I came back to streaming for the first time in a long time, or when I came back to Satisfactory for the first time in a long time, I genuinely couldn't remember what was where. Like, I remembered that this was oil, this was main base, this was Red Heaven, and a couple of other things, like aluminum and whatnot, but I didn't really know how it all worked. And I forgot about sections of the train network. Like, I forgot that this whole back section existed. I forgot there was a section through here and a section through here. I forgot about a lot of the work that I did in this area on the train network. I forgot how some of the processes worked. It was bad. It was bad. Didn't actually renew the streaming deal, so they reshot the last ending. Have Nikuti Gatwa regenerate into Billy Piper, hoping to spark intrigue. When I say reshot, I mean literally 3 months before airing, they completely redid it. Bruh. Move on to the brand new abyss. I will list the remaining sectors. Tell me if there's anything you want to explain. Salvation, Red District, Shoreline, Slums, and Ironworks. Ironworks piques my interest, but so does Shoreline. Only at Steel at the moment, and that alone has felt pretty intense. Yeah, Steel is where the complexity begins to ramp up in Satisfactory. I mean, your basic components with like iron in the early game and copper in the early game are pretty simple, just one-to-one-to-one kind of machine stuff, right? And then, you know, you get into Steel, and with the foundry, and things get even more complex. There's a lot more components. Caterium is a big thing. For like alternate recipes and stuff. So that's like a big deal. Also, I will preface, there's no wrong way to play the game. But if you're not using the solid steel ingot alternate recipe, if you're not using this one to make steel, you're playing the game wrong. There's no wrong way to play Satisfactory. But if you're not using solid steel ingots to make your steel, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, like, I've broken down the math for it before, but it is so worth it. Like, this is a 1-to-1, right? Which, in the later stages of the game, a 1-to-1 resource ratio is pretty good. Usually it ends up being like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 or something like that by the time you get to the like, super late stages. But this turns it into a 2-to-3. You're saving so much material just from smelting the iron. And smelting the iron is not that hard. None of the rest of these are worth it. Like, compacted coal for compacted steel, that's not worth it. You get double the steel for your iron, and quadruple the steel for your coal, but you add sulfur into the mix, and there's not a lot of sulfur on the map, so that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Coke steel is a 3-to-4 ratio, which, you know, 2-to-3 is technically a little worse, maybe? I don't know, but petroleum coke sucks. You'll never see it later in the game when you unlock other alternate recipes. You'll never see petroleum coke. And then the default recipe is the default recipe. So, like, that's just that. What up, Nico? That is Kitty. What up, kitty cat? Sorry. Trying to remember names. I'm terrible enough with names as is. So what up? How's it going? Gonna play a factory game while I listen to a stream? Bro, I'm playing a factory game while I'm listening to stream. That's crazy. Ironworks is the corporate sector, where the Syndicate and plenty of other powerful corporations work. Cold, dark, grimy, and noir-coded. Now that's what I like to hear. You need that one? Yeah, solid steel. Best alternate recipe in the game, genuinely. Genuinely, I think that it is the best alternate recipe in the game. That and the recycled steel loop are like the two best alternate recipe sets in the entire game. For sure. For sure. No doubt in my mind. None. None whatsoever. Fiance is giggling in the other room. Doing good. The one I'm playing is on Roblox. Honestly, the fact that Roblox even has a factory game is kind of impressive to me. That's kind of neat. I'm kind of a fan. Genuinely. Alright, so the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have train stations off to the right and left of this central column. And then we're going to branch off over that way for the actual factory. So let me consult my notes here. I can also delete all of my notes for the oil for thrust 2. Okay, so what is coming in on big trains? Because big trains I want to make happen on this side, because we have more room. So SAM, plastic, rubber, aluminum, and water. Honestly, I think I'll get water out of it first. So what we're going to do, we're going to have it curve off to the side, this. And then we're going to measure where the front needs to be. There's the front. Because this will come up to here. And then, in order to make sure that we don't have that much crossing of trains, I'm going to have this up. I guess I can probably just have it up. I don't know, does a train fit under there? No. Alright, so let's push this back then. And let's make it 3. That way I can guarantee no crossing. Great. Not even just the... Oh, I had to redesign one of my factories to account for needing ore. So just being able to use the ingots is just... yeah. Not even just the ratio stuff, but it's so much easier to work with smelted ingots since everything else needs them. Really like the ingots to nails, but that's mostly because it's the first that you found. That one is actually great. Yeah, the ingots to nail, or to screws, I think you mean. That one is also an S tier recipe. For sure that is an S tier recipe. Because I mean, like... in the early game, screws are really important, but in the late game, you don't really need screws. There's so many different alternate recipes that you can get that don't have screws in them, and those are recipes that I absolutely prioritize for, like, late game purposes. So, like, you probably aren't here yet, but the heavy modular frame... The default heavy modular frame recipe requires 240 screws per minute, but then you can get this recipe, which eliminates screws from the production line completely. The ratios are a little bit messy, things are a little bit weird, but it is genuinely better. It is genuinely much, much, much better. Yeah. Several factory games on Roblox that are good. Factory Simulator. Complex techniques I don't even understand. Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of be a nerd to go to the nth degree, like I tend to, when it comes to these sorts of things. You gotta really be dedicated to want to do the kind of stuff that I do for factory games. So let's figure out signaling. So if we have a train here, then I can place that there. And place this here. So if I have a train in there and I take this guy and I try to add station 40, where does he stop? Satisfactory is way simpler than Redstone. Yeah, and I bumped my mic. The onboarding process is great. The, like, initial onboarding process for Satisfactory is one of the best tutorials that I've had in a game. I very, very much Okay, so we've got one loading, one here. And then if I take this guy and do the same thing, where do you stop? Satisfactory starts a lot simpler, and then it gets complicated pretty fast, but in a good way, in my opinion. It ramps up the complexity slowly enough to the point that you're fine. Oh. Signal loops into itself. Aww, so that's a problem. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That is a-okay. Because I have a solution to that problem. And that solution is to delete all of this and this. That. Guess I'll keep that for now, so I have spacing. And then do that with it instead. Because now it's a little bit nicer. Because I still want this corridor to be... So, like, I'll have... I don't know exactly what spacing I'll have, but I'll have these... I'm gonna want this to be, like, this way a little bit. I guess it needs to be... Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Yes. 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 Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's nice. I like that. Okay. Okay, good. And then this can go there. And then that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Now I can take a fluid freight platform. 1, 2, 4. And I can try to pull you the entire way down. That. Then loop you around. That. And now I can put a signal here. Signal... Oh gosh. Get my spacing again. So you enter timetable. Boom, 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 boom. Wait. Walking into Ironworks is akin to walking between the cogs of a machine that does not care. It will process your dead remains like any other product. What a good factory. What a good factory. The rest just melt the brain. The bump of the mic is pretty funny. I will admit that. Couldn't start off in Satisfactory because I was confused and then refunded the game. That's fair. I mean, this genre of game is definitely not for everybody as well, I will say. There's definitely, like, a niche community of people that really like this kind of game. Oh, come on. Why won't you let me... No, I want right side build. I just want you to... It won't let me switch the sides. There it is. Let me switch the sides, darn it. It's literally not letting me switch the side. Okay, well there it goes, but now it split the track wrong. Fine. Signal does not loop in on itself. You shut your whore mouth. I have had it up to here with your shenaniganery. Quit. Satisfactory has the distinct advantage of the game's basic mechanics not entirely based on glitches and programming bugs. Yep, that's Redstone. Oh man, Redstone is funny like that, huh? Everything feels like a really gimmicky mechanic with Redstone. How about now? Okay, now we're good. Alright. So that's enough to have 3 trains in waiting for a 4 cargo wagon length stop. Now we have what I like to affectionately call our algorithm, where now what we can do is we can just go down the line making a shit ton of stops just like this with no issues whatsoever. So we need the train to be going down this line here. And then it needs to stop. I think that's good distancing here. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, and then in order for it to wrap around properly. Needs to be on this line. So 3 spaces. And then the front. Is that right? Not right. No, there's supposed to be 2 spaces. Alright. There we go. That's 1 train station. That's 2. We need 5. Oh, yeah, we need 5. Oh, gosh. I mean, if the T5 alloys sell for the same amount and these are simpler, then... Or maybe not simpler, but cheaper, may as well go for it. Just gotta put that. For such a peasant could not properly serve my lordship. Next time the king needs to call for a philosopher as a human shield to be my guest. Wacky statement. Wacky state. Okay, so this comes to here. Then it curves. No, I didn't curve it far enough. And it curves. And then this goes all the way out. Then we get a train station, and we place it there. And that's number 3. And then we grab this, and we put it here, and then we bring it here, and we bring this. All the way out to there. And we need more length because this is only number 4 of 5. So we need a lot more length. Oh, we need a lot more. Oh, they don't die, they just vanish. Poof, gone. You're there one day and then you're off the earth the next. They just turned you into a component, man. It's an honor. It's an honor to become part of the machine. If you skip the onboarding process, which is like the game's built-in tutorial, it will be a lot harder. I'll definitely say that. It'll be a lot more difficult. Satisfactory has a really good built-in tutorial called the onboarding process. But if you skip it, you're so lost. Unless you've played before. But I did not skip the onboarding process because I knew that they would have new dialogue and stuff, so yeah, I stuck around. And this is the last of the 4-length train stations. And before we go all repetitive again, I can go and do the 2-length station. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what? I think I'm forgetting one. I am forgetting one. Nitrogen gas. So iron's coming in on a 1-2. Steel is coal, which is coming in on a 1-2. Copper is coming in on belts, I believe, or a 1-2. Copper powder is just copper. Deuterium is coming in on a 1-2. Concrete, I think, is just belted. Iron is belted. I'm stupid. Train. Silica and quartz crystals are quartz, which are coming in on a 1-2. Fixed trigons are SAM, which is a 1-4. Diamonds, rubber, plastic, aluminum ingot, nitrogen gas, and water are all 1-4s. So I do, in fact, need another train. 6. Not 5. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta stockpile materials, kitty. That's just the way of the factory game. I like buffers. Buffers help me in times when production needs to be higher than it actually is. I use that method a lot in Factorio, where items can just build up over time, which is nice. I've always seemed really cool. This is the first one that actually clicked. Like the pacing, very relaxing, but also progresses when your brain is ready to move to the next stage of production. Yeah, unless you build massive like me. But my brain likes the challenge of the massiveness, so I don't really mind building a little bit bigger. I mean, like, I would not recommend to casual factory gamers to build the kind of shit that I build. And I don't even go that ham. Like, genuinely, I do not go that hard. There are other YouTubers that play Satisfactory and Twitch streamers that play Satisfactory, and they are on a whole nother level than even. They're crazy and insane, and I don't know how their brains work, because I thought my brain worked weird, and theirs works even weirder. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, so let's take a inventory of all the stuff that we have here. Because all of these belts are going to end up getting condensed. Belts and pipes, I should say, are going to end up getting condensed and moving elsewhere to another factory. This is just the train stations. So water at the end, I think, makes sense. Then probably Sam, aluminum, oil, nitrogen gas. So E5 nitrogen unload. Which of course means 4 fluid freight platforms. Then we will do P5, plastic / diamond unload. And that means 7 actual freight platforms. Then E5 rubber unload, which means 4 regular fluid or regular platforms. E5 aluminum load. I like the way my fingers dance on the keyboard when I type the word aluminum. And then, of course, Sam is Sam. E5 Sam. Now, the reason why I did 3 spaces for trains instead of my normal 2 spaces for trains is because of the fact that water is going to be coming from 3 stations, and Sam is going to be coming from 3 stations, instead of my normal, like, single load, single unload, single train, or double train kind of stuff. So we need the space for 3 trains to exist in this whole setup to work. So that is why we're doing it that. So if I'm correct, this just comes up, and this comes up. And this comes up, and this comes over. And now in terms of signaling, first we're going to have a block signal at the front, and then We will probably have a block signal here. And I guess here as well. Then same thing. Right there on the edge. And then right there. Perfect. That's great. And now we're keeping the trains from intersecting with one another too much, which will be very good for throughput, because we're going to have a lot of trains coming in and out. I mean, we've got the nitrogen stop back there. There's water back there. There's water not far from here, like over there, but we're going to have a train for it because it's fun. That's what it is. Yeah. Let me catch up on chat here. They disappeared, but you can't prove that we're responsible. They're just a casualty of the apocalypse, okay? Just had a poor understanding of what it was asking me. That's fair. Just like we named the we just have a train named Kevin. I've been trying to keep things a little more organized in this playthrough, but we can name the Sam trains. How about that? We'll name the 3 Sam trains. Because I've been trying to be a little more organized, so I know what's going where this time around. But I think naming the Sam trains would actually be a really, really fun little experience. Okay, now comes the fun part where I have to figure out how the heck I'm gonna do this for the 1-2 trains. So here we can just have this mirrored. So that would be the location for the train stop. But they don't need nearly as much room. Is this a multiple of 10? I am now wondering. Because it should be, but it's not. It's not. It's 1 off. Honestly, I kind of like it being 1 off, though. Okay, that helps me fix the ending. Onboarding was honestly such a satisfying start. I might go through it each time. It sets you up so nicely. Sometimes brain no work. It do be like that sometimes. Honestly, in terms of the onboarding process, the only reason why I wouldn't go through it is if I already knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to deal with the onboarding process. I came back and did the onboarding process for this playthrough because of new dialogue options and new dialogue things with Ada, but I don't think that I would do that every time, especially if I've already, like, planned everything so thoroughly before. Now, for the 1-2 trains, they only need 2 waiting bays of space, so this is already perfect. This is already more than enough, guaranteed. Because I only need the one signal here, mirror, the one signal here, and then the turn is easily enough for a train to fit. So honestly, the 1-2 trains are also going to end up with 3 waiting bays of space, and that'll be really nice. For like planning purposes. So now comes the question of how do we route? I think the answer is mirror this, do that, and then instead of mirroring that here, we have it there instead. Now the issue becomes, is that enough space to not collide? And the answer, I think, is no. So we can do that instead. And then that guarantees no collisions. Cool. So now we have to think about how many 1-2 trains we have coming in. Let me look at my notes. Iron is just being belted. Coal is coming in on a train. So I'll honestly go on ahead and mark this as P5 coal. I have 50 stations, by the way. P5 coal. Unload. Is that necessary? Oh, that's wrong. Is it V? It's V. Ooh, that's all normal. Okay, so copper is coming in on a train because I need 2,880 copper ingots per minute, which is not supplyable via normal copper nodes at all. So copper has to come in on a train. Yay! Okay. Alright, no, I keep forgetting. I'm trying to get caught up on chat, and I'm just not doing that. So nobody lives there. They were all evicted. The only ones who actually live here are either underpaid employees or corporate suits. Because of course, corporate suits. Hello, factory gameplay hurts my mind and it's scary. You'll get there. Do you want to see my spreadsheet? I'll show you my spreadsheet after I catch up on chat. Because I'm not getting distracted this time again. Name one of them Kevin. I'll name one Kevin just for you. I'll name one of the Sam trains Kevin. For some reason I'm not even going to load your stream. My internet's fine. I can play other videos. But I know it's definitely on my side. Yeah, everything's displaying green for me. I'll double check though, just in case. Just in case, I will double check. Yeah, my side looks good, so sorry that your internet's fucked. My internet fucking hates you specifically. I feel like that's a lot of things recently. Grow a garden. Plant worth $3.5 billion? That's a very expensive plant. Really like to make a separate world later where I'm not allowed to organize anything and I just make a big spaghetti world. That's my first world. That would be this one. I don't know what that sign is. I think that might be mods. But yeah, this one. Ooh. This one's a mess. This one got abandoned. This one got abandoned. This one got abandoned a lot quicker than that. This one actually went to completion and isn't terrible, I don't think. This was Fiance's very brief playthrough. She mostly messed around with the lizard doggo. This was when I was really sad. I was very sad. And this kept me from doing things that weren't good for me. Killing Time was actually the last save that I played, or the first save that I played on this computer, which is cool. Starter was played on my laptop. And then Dune Factory was also played on my laptop, and I went for a little bit more of a megabase. Then Mega Save was my last YouTube playthrough. This was my update 4 and 5 world, and then I kind of fell off at update 6. This was for class, and I plan on making a video about it. And then this is obviously the one that we're in now. This is my 1.0 world. Yeah, you know you're a nerd when you manage to make Satisfactory a part of your PhD. Just gonna put that out there because I think it's cool. Yeah, Kitty, I've talked about it a lot. I mean, like, I am a PhD student. I go to school to get my PhD in aerospace engineering, which is why I'm such a nerd about all of this stuff. This is P5 copper on. But yeah, do I have the PDF on here? I might have downloaded it. No. No, I do not. Also, I said I'd show off my spreadsheet. So let's show off my spreadsheet. Do that real quickly. This seems like a good depression game. Oh, it definitely is. it definitely is. Kept me very, very distracted. Which was very good, because at the time, I definitely needed it. Or no, not Kitty, sorry, Dio. I thought it was Kitty that asked that about the PhD. With Ironworks this way, we still have an hour. Oh my gosh, it's already 9. That's crazy. New, improved, and completely overhauled Abyss. Let's go. Oh, hi. You snuck up on me again. Beyonce tends to do that. Okay, here we go. Prepare to melt your brain. So this is the plan, TM. We've already done a few things on this list, but there is a lot. There's a lot more to do. This list. So this is the end goal. 15 biomechanical sculptors, 4 AI expansion servers, and 2 ballistic warp drives, which is going to be Sommer slooped to get 4 total ballistic warp drives per minute. And this is all the stuff that it takes. So all of the things are color-coded. The raw resources are color-coded in cyan, machines in gray. Any alternate recipes are marked with red, with what alternate there is. And then all of the total raw resources are down here, along with some like rough plans of what to do with certain things. I counted plastic and rubber as a raw resource simply because of the fact that I have another spreadsheet dedicated to the plastic and rubber with the optimal recycling process included, which is pretty cool. This is wrong because this was for a different project. Oh. And then same thing with aluminum ingots. I counted the aluminum ingots as a separate raw resource because of the fact that I have an entire spreadsheet dedicated to that. So yeah, to say that I go ham on the spreadsheeting and the planning, I go ham on the spreadsheeting and the planning. And more so than that, I also have this, which is my notes on the actual plan itself. So here we have all of the different ways that we're getting our overall resources and where on the map, roughly, we're going to be getting those from. Including the belts that leave the ingot processing and then moving into all the rest of the stuff. So, yeah. I go a little overboard on this stuff, but I have a good time with it. So, you know, at the end of the day, am I really going all that overkill? Probably. But that's okay. I'm having a ton of fun with it. Absolute ton of fun. Okay, so copper. Then I'll expand the platform. I used to do my Satisfactory notes on a piece of paper, and I would like calculate by hand with a calculator all of the different things that I needed for what, and I would literally write it down on a sheet of paper, and then I would carry that piece of paper with me and have it next to my laptop whenever I would play on my laptop. But now I have 2 monitors and Google Docs, so I just do that instead. Also, I feel like it's prudent to let everybody know Fiancé is the best in the world and there's nobody like her, because she's currently giving me a massage while I play, and literally get you a girl like Fiancé, or a guy, no judgment, like Fiancé, because she's great and there's nobody else in the world like her. This one's mine though, back off. This is true love. Easily true love. No doubt in my mind levels of truth. Couldn't be more true if you tried. She's giggling every single time that I say a new thing. So so I'm gonna continue to say new things because I love her laugh. Anywhoosie. Fiancé is the backbone of the stream. I couldn't do it without her, like, actually, though. So, you're so right. Oh, nope, that's wrong. There we go. Why won't you connect? Gosh darn it. There. Now it connected. That was weird. Okay, what's after copper? After copper is Caterium, which comes in on a train. So P5 Caterium on load. Oops, that N is capitalized. Boom. Okay, next is Sam. We already took care of that. Fixite ingots and trigons are Sam. Limestone. Apparently, I'm doing trains for this. So I guess limestone is next. I didn't actually know that I was doing trains for limestone. Also, apparently, I am out of power. So that's fun. Guess I'm gonna take this back down the line here and get a little bit of juice. A little bit of juice. Oh, the limestone. Oh, holy shit, this shit is wild. What's your opinion on tower defense games? Depends on the tower defense game. Usually I like them because, like, there's Mindustry, right, which is a factory tower defense game, and Mindustry is really, really cool. But then there's also, like, Bloons Tower Defense 6, which is also really, really cool. The Bloons Tower Defense games were something from, like, childhood for me. That was the thing that I would play in the library in elementary school, and try not to get caught because I was supposed to be doing something else. But I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was playing balloons. So I do not recommend that you do that. But that's what I did. So that's that overall is a very fun memory for me. So I kind of like ETD 6 because it reminds me of that mischievous phase of mine.
He's leaving out the part where every time you see a shitty YouTube ad about a totally scam, buggy, pay-to-win tower defense game, he downloads it and he plays it all the time.
For a little bit, and then I end up getting rid of it
And then
later.
there's a couple you keep coming. What's that one that just came out with the gun monkey?
Yeah. That's Balloons Tower Defense 6. That's not a scammy game. That's actually a very respected video game. Thank you very much.
What's the one with all the blimps?
That's Balloons Tower Defense 6.
What's the one with that slimy alien?
The slimy alien is oh gosh, what is it? I think it's just called Alien Invasion, and it absolutely is just a massive scam game.
It's giving.
But it is fun.
Slide left or right for +6 or -5.
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Other shitty games.
Yeah, I'm sheltered. Yeah, no, Fiance is right. I absolutely go through the process of shitty mobile games.
Gotta get it out of his system. You know how they make the player on the ads do stupid stuff?
Yeah.
To try to bait you into buying it to do better? He falls for it.
I do.
Every time. Then when he does do better, he gets it out of his system. Deletes it. But
exactly.
I'm pretty sure...
I have something to prove.
Yeah. No, you don't. We
I
saw
have
your
something to prove.
spreadsheets, and you have nothing to prove.
I have something to prove. I have something to prove. Ow.
Sorry.
That's okay. You didn't ask me, but I was the king of Balloons Tower Defense 5. Let's go. See, Balloons is a respected game. Nick plays it. Before the apocalypse, there was a prevention measure. The underground multi-level city. Oh. It paid to be there early. It sounds like rich people. Yeah, rich people do that. Couple goals. We totally are. Not gonna like brag or anything, but we totally are. Like easily. Easily. Couple goals. Taking a notice for a game is usually seen as bad, but I only go that far if I'm really invested in it. I am very invested in Satisfactory. Like, for sure, dude. And I have been since, like, well, 2020, actually, I think it was. Because the game came out in early access in 2019, but I only picked it up on my radar when I saw Josh from Let's Game It Out play it in the worst way possible. And I was like, man, that looks like such a fun game. I can't wait to just get it and dick around like this guy did, because that looks like a really good time. And then I got it, and now I make spreadsheets. So I almost have 1,000 hours. So, not to mention as well, the entire reason why I built my gaming computer was so that I could play Satisfactory. That is the entire motivation behind my gaming PC. I already had a PlayStation. I already had games on PlayStation. I already had friends that played games on PlayStation with me. I had all of these things. I did not need a gaming computer in any faculty whatsoever. And yet I was like, Satisfactory looks like fun. I'm gonna play that. Nice round Station 55, by the way. And we can make this our personal train stop, which is very, very nice. Don't speak ill of Bloons TD6. Bloons TD6 is like 7 or 8 years old now, and they just came out with a new primary monkey, and the new primary monkey has a gun. He's literally the Desperado. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's super cute, and I love it so very much. Oh, I've been playing for 2 hours. I should probably get up and go get some water. Okay, fiance said she's gonna bring me water. And she said it in that cheery voice, so I know that she's not just doing it because, you know, she thinks I want her to. Couple goals. Oops, a little too far. Woo! After the apocalypse hit, the resources and research power this place had in comparison to anyone else was unfathomable. The shadow government. This video is sponsored by the shadow government. Oh, that's okay. Well, so honestly, the only train that's ever going to be coming into the personal train stop is my personal train. So I don't need to have more than one train station there. The city observed the surface in secret, synthesized discoveries they made into their own research, things that the surface took decades to perfect. Only took years. Dang. They're working in the shadows. Honestly, I think I'll do those signals a little bit later. And this one only needs signals like here, and there, there. Oh boy. The signal madness begins. Alright, so you need a signal there. Obviously you've got a signal at spots. You need one there. 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 I think you just need one right there. And you're good other. Oh. You're missing a signal. Look at all those colors! Also, I couldn't have imagined this ending up this well. Genuinely could not imagine this ending up this well. So iron is going to be belted, steel is coal, copper is sorted, deuterium is sorted, limestone is good, quartz is good, SAM is good, diamonds are good. Technically it's time crystals, but whatever. Rubber is good, plastic is good, aluminum ingots are good, nitrogen gas is good, and water is good. Phenomenal. Alright, so that is all of the train stations ready to rip and ship. It is now just time for us to do all of the signaling. So, signal. And one at the start. Already got that one. Oh, come on. I don't know why sometimes it'll let me do it and then other times... here, there. That's okay, because I can kind of get around it a little bit. By doing that instead. Bingo. Where's everybody going? Bingo? Classic little Resi 4. What's your problem? Oh, you're the last signal in the line. Got it. And then this train station is already fully signaled. Means that we just need this one. Boom. Okay. More things. Whenever I play a mystery visual novel, I have a notepad next to me, even if I've already played it. See? Exactly. Ace Attorney with me is insufferable because I stopped to write a synopsis of the current puzzle pieces of a puzzle I've solved 10 billion times. That's why I ended up making the spreadsheets, because I got tired of solving the same production line when I did new saves. So now I just change the number in the spreadsheet and it goes burr. Yesterday my fiance was taking a nap on our couch and stretched apart. She accidentally fell onto the floor. Dude, I love it when that happens, because I do that. I do that so many times. It's great. That's how you know that you're having the nap of your life, though, when you nap so hard you fall out of bed. Or fall off the couch. That's a good nap. That's a quality nap. Screw couple goals, that's nap goals. Honestly. Yeah, Satisfactory shit is serious. We don't fuck around here, bucko. We take this seriously. We don't want to get any OSHA violations. You know what I mean? And by OSHA violations, I mean our production lines don't work as fast. After all, I am just fix-it property. Alright, that is all of the trains and all of the signaling. Woohoo! Oh gosh. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm on a straightaway and do this, and then we're gonna go do chat. I'm gonna overclock every coal generator and completely destroy the planet. I mean, that's the name of the game, honestly. We're supposed to be doing project assembly, but at the same time, like, screw the planet, right? Massage 2 ABB, who cares? Massage 2 ABB, more like Snooze Fest 2 ABB. Right? We gotta make it look like it's not just floating, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we don't have to work that hard at it, in my opinion. Yeah, like that's... I think that's enough. I think that's fine. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh, look at the signals. Oh. Oh, oh, that is gorgeous. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, I've seen that you can do just 2 foundations. You can do, well, I mean, that's still 3. You can do like that, which I think is like 2.5 or something. It used to just be 3. I prefer the 3 just because I think it looks better. Ooh, Aurora Borealis. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And now, fully unceremoniously, we are going to put some portals down for the first time ever. Or at the very least, we're going to put some main portals down instead of just satellite portals. Transport. Main portal. Main portal 1. Number 2. And number 3. So, this one will go... How did I name these? Oh gosh, there's resources on my HUD. P5 aluminum. Why is my mouse not hovering? Tell me what it is! Tell me what it is! Also, welcome, Marshall. I don't think I said that. The amount of crazy science found down here is honestly ridiculous. More importantly, they created life from near scratch for the, like, equal to the plague bloods. That is kind of cool. Born from cells in a petri dish, genetically refined through generations to be efficient agents and enact their will on the surface, like literal terminators. That's kind of... Okay, so phase 5 aluminum. So this one we can just do P5 aluminum main. Select linked portal. That one. Select link. Awesome. P5 main. Now I can select home. And P5 oil main. Boom. Love it. Now, how much room do I have on the other side? Wonders. Oh, you know what? Me no need to wonder. Me have a better, or me not need to wonder yet. Me have better idea. Transport. Drone port. Right here. Now you will do P5 singularity unload. Because I've already made the singularity cells that are required. Because it's just nuclear pasta, concrete, something else. So I literally robbed the nuclear pasta, made some dark matter crystals straight from dark matter residue, straight from Sam, and then iron and concrete are just iron and concrete. So nothing to worry about. How about we go to all ports, and we go to singularity cell loading. We're gonna bring you to this port. And you are gonna get a belt. Belt is just literally gonna run the whole way over to these portals. For a second, I thought the belt looked a little wonky. And I know that these guys cost a ton of power to run, but I do not care, because I have Red Heaven to supply me with all of my power needs. All of my juicy power goodness. Boom. And we can simply bring over the power nubbin. Boom. Now, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, it's already on its way. So we should see it come through that corridor any moment. This entire stream modding Cyberpunk? Modding games is a hit or a miss. It either works really well, there's the drone by the way, or it takes forever to get set up. Satisfactory modding was actually pretty easy, I think. Not currently playing with mods, obviously, because Steam achievements, but... Oh. What? Huh. Okay, buddy. Okay, just kind of come on up through the floor there. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Sure. A Red Dwarf short story sounds kind of cool. Procrastinating even showing my fiance. Ooh. I've definitely had moments of projects like that where I'm like, oh, I don't know about showing people this. It seems a little much. Boom. Portals are starting up. I should also probably put some signs down, that way I know which one is which. Hey! They're good. They're started. They're ready. They're good to go. No, I don't just want the A. Alright, I guess I want this one. And then I want no text. I want the monochrome for home. And then over here, which one are you? You're aluminum. So for you, I would like aluminum ingots. And then for you, I would like oil. Oil. Alright, who's ready for a trip through a portal? I'm ready for a trip through a portal. Okay, that's sick. Okay. Okay! Okay. Alright, that's revolutionary. Yep, okay. Okay. Satisfactory devs, you guys have my attention. Wow. Holy cow. Look at it. It's got depth to it in the texture. Oh my goodness, that is sick. Alright, 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 alright. It's screenshot time. It's screenshot time. I don't know, that one's pretty good. That one's actually a lot better. I like that one a lot better. Ooh, that one really highlights the portal in the background. And then we can get a little bit of the factory too. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I just started recording instead of hitting the screenshot button. There it is. Wow, dude. Absolutely insane. That's so cool. Wow, holy crap. How's the spike to the power grid, by the way? Not even really all that noticeable. Unless it's, like, so far beforehand. It's only 250 megawatts. That's it? Wow, alright. Well, hang on, let me go home, and then I can show... Yes, Satisfactory tips send you to the vaporwave dimension every single time that you want to go. So welcome home. I put an elevator in. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I had nuclear pasta being made for the space elevator. You can still see it going to the space elevator. So essentially all I did was I ripped that, slammed that in, ripped the concrete off the production line, iron off the production line, and then I have SAM as a priority overflow for the SAM fluctuators, because those are still a prominent building piece, over here to reanimated SAM, which does dark matter, which does dark matter crystallization, which, of course, does the singularity cells. And then I have a massive backload buffer of these guys, ready to rip and roar and everything. So that is super cool and super nice. Honey, come see the vaporwave dimension. Got AirPods in. The vaporwave dimension, yeah. Going on my elevator right now. Yeah, the vaporwave dimension. Yeah. Well, look at that. I am all the way over here now. That would have taken me like 8 minutes. And
I'm thinking about the
the gravitational implications. That's okay.
Well,
I'm
when you
feeding it
take-
singularity cells, so okay. it's okay. It's okay.
Because I'm thinking about how
And watch, I can go from here down to
space
here too.
works.
Like wee.
the immense gravity drop down that hole.
Oh yeah, a whole singularity's worth. That's why I have the singularity cells. 2 per minute, in fact. Each. There's 3.
How does it not crush?
I don't know. My suit's made of Kevlar.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. You protect me from bullet to protect me from gravity. Yeah, it does. It protect me
Oh,
from...
I know what you're wearing. Plot armor.
I'm wearing plot armor. My gosh. See, and this is why we love Fiance. I write for my fiance, but probably in the least conventionally romantic way possible. Honestly, sometimes that's how I feel about stuff like this, where I'm like, honey, come look, it's amazing. And she's like, that's great, dear. Yeah, I know it is genuinely cool. Oh, I'm not talking about right now.
I wouldn't have ignored.
Valid. I know you do. You're so sweet. So look at that, we have a use for our singularity cells. And so many things on our HUD over here, oh my goodness. Wow. Okie dokie. Good soup, honestly. Okay, so... What now? What now? What now? What? Bunked my mic! You two sound like me and Deb, Keeper, Master Pen. That's the plan! We're getting married in September. So super hype. Super, super, super hype. It's gonna be great. Gonna be great. I'm gonna trim some of the fat off of the edge of the factory platform here. Help it lose a little bit of weight. Overtake like 50 platforms. Beyonce is gonna address chat for a second.
I'm just putting this PSA out here right now. After September, I refuse to be called Wenji. That sounds
I don't think anybody
so bizarre.
I don't think anybody was gonna, because that hadn't even crossed my mind.
Genji, Fenji.
Wenji.
That's the next step. And so you have from now until then to figure out an alternative, or I'll make him delete his channel. Not actually.
Guys, help me.
I don't know what I would do, but like, please don't. Thanks.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Honestly, that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind. I was like, Wenji? Why would the community... Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, Supreme, you're right. I am definitely behind on chat because I was experiencing the vaporwave dimension a little too hard. Their main plan was to take the surface back by force. Obviously. Using the subjects, however, they kept making better and better subjects, and they just never stopped, so they never enacted their plan. The last subject they ever made was made down in layer 8. The heart, codename Theos. Yeah, everybody died. Surviving staff sealed away the 8th layer. Okay, so that's where that comes from. Gotcha. City crumbled to ruin. 90% of the work staff was dead. The remaining team was cut off from the primary facility. They just really weren't in a position to continue. Definitely keep her, don't let her slip away. Definitely not. Wenji in chat results in permaban. Okay, Nick's got a good one. Mrs. P892. She approves. She approves of Mrs. P892. I'll probably just call her wife, but you know, that's just because she was girlfriend from the time on stream that she sat on a knife up until well, I guess up until the It's Been a While video that I made in, like, January, where I, mentioned, that we had gotten engaged and that she was now fiancé instead of girlfriend. She evolved. So then I'll probably just call her wife. But y'all, Mrs. P892 sounds like an approval right there. Wenji results in a permaban. The only person I trust to give criticism to me straight without making me cry like a bitch baby. Dude, me too, except sometimes I'm really insecure, so I cry like a bitch baby anyway, and it's not her fault at all. Yeah, chaos and internal drama ensue. Most of the staff either left or died out trying to save the project. At least we have the head scientist. What do you mean the head scientist left? What do you mean he got the fuck out of Dodge? Okay, I think me thinks what we should do is I should look up the map real quick, and we should go scouting. This map is great, by the way. Satisfactorycalculator.com. Absolutely fantastic. Love satisfactorycalculator.com. So, in my notes, I mention coal, pure and normal nodes, so that's these guys. Okay. Caterium. This one and this one. Okay, so that's an isolated station. That's an isolated station. Copper. And get rid of that. Get rid of clutter. Get rid of clutter. Copper, we've got these three. So I mentioned dedicated stops for each of those. Where's the pure limestones? Ooh, hello, pure limestones. How much of those do I mention? 4 pure nodes in the desert, 1 stop for each, 2 trains for groups of 2 stops. Well, honestly, what I'm thinking is that this will be 1 stop for the caterium and the limestone. This... Wait, where's the 4th? Oh, there's the 4th. Honestly, I can just be belted. That's close. That's close. Okay, so 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So the caterium is not isolated. Coal is still isolated. Quartz is all the way up here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So quartz is an isolated stop. Coal is an isolated stop. Actually, quartz is not an isolated stop because there's the water up there. Okay. So how about this? For the last thing that we do, we will go get the coal. Yeah, we'll go get the coal. There's the rest of the water. So we'll go get the coal. I think that's good. I think that'll be good. That'll be a good last ditch little thingy. Let's go get the train. That was all the lore and build-up. That was just the warmer, so you know the context behind the layers. The layers like an onion. Oh. Big sneeze. Wanting to be involuntarily alone for a few hours. We call that hermit time. When we just want to go do separate things for a little while, we call it hermit time. And I'll usually play cock rock. I'll usually play Factorio or Satisfactory or something else, and she'll usually do some sort of an arts and craft thing while watching Disney Pixar movies. Totally valid. Literally cannot even begin to void that, honestly. I had to hold off on engaging so long. In all likelihood, we would have probably been married by now if things didn't continue delaying it, honestly. The ring has been bounced around the whole state by my very kind friends. Dude, that's so sweet. That's, like, actually sick, not gonna lie. I proposed, like, a few days before Christmas, so her Christmas tree was in her apartment. And I literally, like, was so sneaky about getting a picture of the ring amidst her Christmas tree. And it's one of my it's one of my favorite pictures because she was literally in the other room and had no idea. she was doing her makeup for our date, aka the date that I proposed. I thought I heard somebody yelling at me. Changed the lore, so this place is where Dr. Oker comes from. Scientist obsessed psycho. I kind of remember that. Took the chance to take his work to the surface. How are we going to get into the security room? Rick was the only one with handprint access. Pulls out Rick's severed arm that he picked up earlier. Oh, poor Rick. That's gotta sting. Poor guy. Alright, so let's figure out a good way that we can... Honestly, I think the key might be to go up first and... That's probably enough uppies, if I had to guess. You can vertically nudge things now. Gone are the days where vertical nudging didn't exist. And make it look a little bit better than... honestly. I can't be bothered. We'll just make it look like that. Fine. And then honestly, we can just make the train station here. E5 coal load. Oh yeah, it doesn't actually have to be this huge platform because there are only 1-2 trains. One of the best decisions I've ever made. I need to make sure I have enough room for the industrial storages here. Perfect. Roxy is awake. The beast awakens. Roar. RAR X3. I know it was cringe. That's why I did it. Just imagine how morbid Ocker's mind is. The first thought upon seeing a dead coworker was to tear off his forearm because he knew that he had useful clearances. I mean, honestly, if I was that dead coworker, I would want somebody to make use of, you know, anything they could. Especially if that's the way I ended up. Like, obviously, I don't want somebody to just, like, rip my arm off, but if it's already off, you know, so are all the bets. Alright, let's take a look at how much we're getting here. 480 plus 240. I actually don't remember what that is off the top of my head. 720, which is, in fact, the speed of one of these belts. So we are totally good to go. And we can come straight up through this foundation here. Run a conveyor splitter. And hyperload the train. Oh, I have to make all of the stations unloading stations. No. No, please. Don't make me do it. Being scared, I accidentally overloaded her emotionally when I got on one knee. Yeah. Oh. Scott Cawthon did not steal from me. Scott Cawthon is stolen from everybody. Not actually. But, like, he stole our hearts with Freddy Fazbear. Made a power plant here once out of this coal node. It's kind of weird to be here and not do that. All right, let's see that beautiful black gold. So you stole from Scott Cawthon. Oh, the plot thickens. The plot thickens. I only have time for one, so let's do the quickest. Layer 0, the outer wall. This is the bitch. This is the bitch. This is the abyss, which has been in hentais for years. Big dark caverns, very ingy infected. It's called Layer 0 because it's technically not in the city yet. And the outer wall, because this is where people ran to for salvation, and they got shut because the door was over full. Oh boy. Sucks to suck. Okay, cool. So we have coal checked off of my list. Coal. And now I can just kind of go backwards. And then we're good. I named you Roxy from Undertale / Deltarune, but you named yourself Roxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Why would you do that? Does anybody know anything about Secret of the Mimic? I haven't seen anything pop up in my YouTube recommended, which is a little weird because usually YouTube recommends me the FNAF stuff by like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it show up in my feed yet, so I'm like curious if there's something like wrong with it. Toby rocks, a clear reference to Toby Fox, despite the multiple times that both I and the evidence have stated and proven that I am not Toby Fox. Thinks it's the best game in the franchise, and he hates most of the modern FNAF, so it must be good. Well, alright. Can't really argue with that. Alright, let's start switching these over. Unload, unload. I wonder if I can copy the settings. It doesn't look like I can. Unload, unload. Whee! Unload. 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 Can't do it. Unload. Load. And the one that we actually did, the coal. Yay. Thusly, the removal of Toby from my name was a requirement. Therefore, you contributed 3 out of 4 letters of my name. You did this. I just woke up. I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so sorry, Roxy. I'm so sorry. I don't care about Jackie, even if he's backy. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. There one, the garden. This is the new one. Direct contrast to layer 0. Underground city block with a massive window, causing the layer to be bathed in golden light. So I'm sure lots and lots of the things. Need to listen to the song? I'm sending it to you right now. I'll listen to it after stream. And if I forget, just yell at me next week. Man, it is so hot in here. I want ice cream. I think I'm gonna have ice cream with fiance after I finish up all of these things. So I think next time, what we'll open up with is, I need to switch this nitrogen gas hauler from here, to down here, because there's a nitrogen gas well somewhere here. I think it's here, that I need to get tapped, and the infrastructure is set up for it. I just need to actually do it, and then I can switch the nitrogen gas haulers. I guess nitrogen gas hauler 1, yeah, this guy's number, and have him stop taking from here and start taking from down here, which will A, decrease the travel time, and B, increase the availability of this nitrogen gas for this project, which is very, very crucial, because I don't want these lines crossing too much. More train throughput, horrible train intersection, do not want to have to do it. And then I think the next thing that we will probably set up is That one doesn't actually have a name. We can start setting up some of the other unloads. Like the few stations that are going to have to be placed around here, and then up here. I think that'll be what we do second. After we switch over the nitrogen gas stuff, we'll do the quartz and the water. And then maybe the water down here too. And then we'll finish up with like the caterium and the limestone and everything. Because yeah, the caterium and the limestone are together. Most of the copper and the limestone are together. The quartz is with the water. And then all of this stuff is already set up. We have a pure SAM node here, a pure SAM node here, and a pure SAM node right here. And all of those will just go together. So we will... Now, though, I am going to wrap it up. Save here for day 22 at 156 almost hours. Phenomenal. And I knew that we would finish Thrust 2 today. I'm really glad that we finished Thrust 2 today. So we can keep it on with Thrust 3 next time. I don't think we'll finish Thrust 3 next time, if I'm being completely honest here. But, you know, that is a okadado a, if you ask me. I'm also going to try to get my screens switched around for next time. Because, like, the starting soon screen, be right back screen, and ending screen are very old. And I want to update those. So I'm going to try to work on updating this. So yeah, cool stuff. The Abyss is not just a dark, cold place. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Add a little bit of that stuff. Each layer is some new wacky bullshit. Down 3 layers, how much different? Holy fuck, I'm in the Wild West. Can't wait to hear about that next week. That's gonna be cool. I like the sectors, because I feel like it's gonna give it a lot more diversity. As well as giving an actual plot reason for all the NPCs to exist. Ooh! Sorry, gonna interrupt. We broke 1,000 hours tonight! By literally 1/10 of an hour, we broke 1,000 hours! Cool! Oops, wrong button. Wrong button, wrong button. There we go. Wrong button. Look at that! Man. 5 years in the making, almost. That's crazy. So yeah, I like the sectors. I like the rework of things so far. I can't wait to hear about the rest of the layers, because each one's going to be a new fresh hell, and that's going to be awesome. Used to like making those FNAF fan songs. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. I remember a lot of those. Living Tombstone made a couple of really good ones. He's a cool musician person. Show me Scott Cawthon's copyright patent on the name Roxanne. Oh, dude. That's awesome. But yeah, no, that's fantastic. I'm glad we're done with Thrust 2. We get to move on to Thrust 3. I'm going to decorate the oil facility off camera and probably do a little bit of a recap of that. So I'll wait to do the recap until after that. And then we will pick up next time with some train logistics and some mine setting up, because that stuff is boring and I don't want to do it on my own. Wee! So yeah, anyway, I will see you all next week. Same time, same place. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your night or day or whatever. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. The stream is in the bag. I'll see y'all later.